Welcome back. This is D&D Original Character, and today we are looking at how not to die in 5th edition. There are plenty of strategies for not dying. You can increase your AC to insane levels, you can gain a lot of resistances to different damage types, you can add HP and temporary hit points until you're just one giant beefcake, and these are all great things to do to increase your defenses and survivability. But today we're looking at the best ways to keep from dying if you're knocked unconscious or to 0 hit points. What races, classes, and features allow a player character to, when on the brink of death, keep on going. My name is Eric, and let's get to the build on how not to die in D&D 5e. Let's start with our race. We are going to be a half-orc for this build because of the half-orc relentless endurance trait. With this trait, when we are reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, via like a power word kill or a disintegrate spell, you can drop to 1 HP instead. We can use this once per long rest. With our first level, we are taking sorcerer, specifically the shadow magic sorcerer. Shadow sorcerers gain the strength of the grave ability, which tells us that when damage reduces you to 0 HP, you can make a charisma saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. If we succeed on this saving throw, we can drop to 1 HP instead, and we can use this trait once per long rest. From here, we're going with warlock for the rest of the build. Sorcerers and warlocks obviously multi-class well, with charisma being the primary spellcasting ability for both classes. At level 3 of warlock, we will take the Pact of the Tome to be a tome lock. This is my favorite warlock pact. We gain some extra cantrips here. You can take Spare the Dying if you want to help your allies from perishing. We also take the Book of Ancient Secrets Invocation, which gives us the Book of Shadows. We gain the 2 first level ritual spells, Find Familiar being the obvious optimized choice. And then we can add ritual spells to our book if we come across scrolls or if you have someone who can teach them to you along the journey. This is really powerful if your DM allows you to search for scrolls or make scrolls. So things like Phantom Steed and Tiny Hut are extremely useful ritual spells. But we mainly went with Pact of the Tome for the invocation Gift of the Protectors. We need to be at least a 9th level warlock, as this is a prerequisite for this invocation. With it though, we gain a new page in our Book of Shadows. We can write down a number of names, including your own, equal to our proficiency bonus. When any creature whose name appears on the page is reduced to 0 HP, they can drop to 1 HP instead. Once the magic is triggered, no other creature can benefit from the protection until a long rest. So, if we want to be selfish, we can only write down our name in the book. So we are a tome lock, but we haven't really identified our warlock subclass. So the Undead warlock gives us another option to stave off death at 10th level. So that's what we're going to go with. At 10th level, as an Undead warlock, we have the Necrotic Husk ability. Here we have resistance to necrotic damage and immunity when using our first level form of Dread ability. But more importantly, when we drop to 0 HP, we can use our reaction to drop to 1 HP instead. Additionally, we can cause creatures within 30 feet of us to take 2d10 plus our warlock level and necrotic damage, and then we gain 1 level of exhaustion. Lastly, the other reason for going Undead Warlock is their expanded spell list. At 7th level, Undead Warlocks know the 4th level Death Ward spell. Death Ward is a 1-action cast which lasts for 8 hours. We can touch a creature, including ourselves, and once again, when we drop to 0 HP, we can drop to 1 instead. So let's go over the totals now. How many times can we stave off death? So we have once for Half-orc's Relentless Endurance, 2 times for the Shadow Sorcerer's Strength of Grave, 3 with the Gift of Protectors invocation, 4 from Undead Warlock's 10th level Necrotic Husk, and 5 from the Death Ward spell. In total then, we can drop to 1 HP a total of 5 times in a row. Once as a reaction, once as a charisma saving throw, and 3 times for free, just using our resources. With these abilities, we're going to give off some real Orochimaru vibes. Although Orochimaru would probably be a druid, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that build. But yes, with this build, we can laugh in the face of death. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below and if you have any ideas for future videos. Next up, we're going to be looking at a build that can have the most concentration spells or concentration-like effects up at one time. See you then. Welcome back. This is D&D Original Character, and today we are looking at how not to die in 5th edition. There are plenty of strategies for not dying. You can increase your AC to insane levels, you can gain a lot of resistances to different damage types, you can add HP and temporary hit points until you're just one giant beefcake, and these are all great things to do to increase your defenses and survivability. But today we're looking at the best ways to keep from dying if you're knocked unconscious or to 0 hit points. What races, classes, and features allow a player character to, when on the brink of death, keep on going. My name is Eric, and let's get to the build on how not to die in D&D 5e. Let's start with our race. We are going to be a half-orc for this build because of the half-orc relentless